Hey, what up, decisive marketers? So today we're gonna be talking about Boost.space, and it's a very powerful tool. But I just want to apologize beforehand because this tool is very big. It's expensive, as in it's big. Not as in price is expensive, but it's big. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to try and explain as much as I can without going in too deep because it's going to be a very long video. So I'm just trying to keep it in an appropriate amount of time that is sufficient for you to have a overall idea on what this tool does and how it can benefit you. Okay, so this tool is called Boost.space, but before I dive into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content. Right, so here we go. So here we are in Boost.space. As I mentioned, this is a very powerful tool. It's kind of like it's kind of like a CRM, a business management tool. It's also a integration tool. It's also a project management tool. It's also, there's a lot of stuff going on in here, and I would say that this is definitely very powerful. The UI is pretty decent, especially what you can see right here. And in fact, they do have, but of course, but once you go into the individual modules, I feel that some of the UI can be improved as well. But overall, I think it's okay. I can still work with it. So, let's jump into it, right? So, the first thing to take note of, I'm just talking about the because I'm not going to go through everything about Boost Space itself, because Boost Space itself has the features of Boost Collaboration, Boost Sales, Boost Production, Boost Analytics, right? So you have four main big features of Boost Space itself. Okay, but I'm just going to cover what's in the Boost Collaboration and Boost Sales, because these are the features that I have access to, right? And I have enabled all the modules in here, right? So before, I do see some people that were talking about Boost Space and they can't seem to get it working, okay, because they are not doing it right. So for example, if you want to enable forms, you got to click on it and install the module, right? So if you don't install the module, you will not be able to have the forms module on your sort of dashboard right here. Okay, and one more thing to take note of is they do have a desktop app, so you can actually operate everything from your desktop itself. And also they do have mobile apps that are planned that's coming, but I don't really understand how they're gonna fit everything into a mobile app. Which I mean, if they do happen to do it, I think that's gonna be very very powerful. So they do have chat right here, so there is a team chat option. So once you invite your team, you can speak to them. There's also a time tracking feature right here, so you can just click on time tracking and you can start working, and it's going to track how much time you are spending with these tasks, and you can also see any notifications in here. Okay, so the first thing to, I guess, for me to talk about is there is a lot of features right here, but they can all be integrated using the Boost integrator. And the Boost integrator is actually sort of like a white label version of Integromat, or it's called Make today. Okay, so this is your integration tool itself, right? So you have, they have, I think, like 1,200 over modules, sort of apps in here that you can integrate. So you got like Active Campaign, you have Agile CRM, IDA Form, AirMeet, some of these, Amazon SES and all that. You have Announce Kit, you have iOS push notification, blah blah blah. But of course, what you want to be looking at is also the Boost Space features in here. Okay, so there are these apps in Boost Space, which is the Boost, the business case, business contract, business offer, note, products, subject, to do, right? So these are the ones in here. So technically, you are meant to use the integration tool to connect everything into Boost Space. Okay, but of course, you can still have a different a trigger app. Okay, so that was the let me just kind of put something in here. Okay, active campaign. Let's just remove a tag. Okay, let's just leave it as it is. Okay, so you can then add something in here. So let's see, the Boost Space related stuff. Okay, so it's the same as well. Let me see. Okay, it is just as it is, right? So there are these Boost. Let me just kind of close it. So basically, there are these Boost Space apps that you kind of want to take note of, because that is going to connect everything together for you, right? So there's a lot of stuff in here. I know I'm still going very slow, in fact. But so let's kind of take a look at the sales features, right? So the sales features, I guess the first one would be your lead generation that's coming in, right? So the first one would be your form enquiries. Okay, so you can create your own forms. I have these are the field forms, right? So what happens is that Boost Space is kind of like Infinity, Stack B, and also Flowlu, which is business management tool, and also a built-in sort of Zapier in there as well, right? So it's a lot of stuff in here. So it's very, very powerful. Pretty much, kind of like you just have to work in Boost Space, and it kind of does everything for you, right? So you got your forms in here. So what happens is all the field forms are going to be recorded into a table right here. Okay, so I've created a form, a simple form right here. Okay, so so this is kind of how it looks like. It's just one fill, which is name, right? I'm just kind of asking for the name, but of course you can create more fields in here. So these are the field types, right? You have your just a standard text, number, decimal number, blah blah blah. A lot of sort of field type that you can choose from. Okay, and then the next thing is, once you go into your field forms, okay, sorry, your forms list, you can then get the HTML code, embed it onto your website or anywhere you want to get leads coming in. Okay, so that's your form inquiries. Then you want to create your contacts, right? So you can create your contact information in here. Okay, so you want to create a contact list, and you can create multiple different contact lists, right? So these are like sort of like your email list. You kind of group that into different groups of customers information, so you can do that. All right, so that's your contact list in here. And then you have your business, let me see, business cases. Okay, so your business cases will be sort of like a, what do you call it, like a opportunity, right? So this will be like your opportunity. Okay, so this would be business case, would be, because so the thing is, they are not using a lot of terms that are very familiar with for English speaking users, right? It's because Boost.space is actually it's a Czech company, right? They are from Czech Republic. I think that's what the country is called, right? Czech Republic. So they kind of translate the software into English. So a lot of terms we might not be used to it. So this one is actually uh opportunities, right? So it's like your sales opportunities. So the next one is your business offers. This is where you send out your, they call it estimate or quotation. Okay, so this is where you create that. Okay, so you can create that in here. Okay, with the new offer. Okay, and then um and then the next one would be invoices. Okay, so you can create and issue invoices from Boost.space itself, and then you get your orders in here, right? When they make payments, you send out your their orders in here. Okay, so you can create new invoice from here, right? So your business process, and then you can create the contact that you want to send the invoice to, right? And you can see that I'm just kind of like halfway done right here. So then of course then you have your business orders. Okay, so once you have an order, you can just put it in so that you can fulfill the orders, right? And then you have your products, so you can put in your products or services that you use to bill people. Okay, and then next is of course your collaboration features, right? So once you get the sales coming in, okay, then now it's time to fulfill the orders that you have, right? So let me just kind of check out the work report list because I've not sort of set this up and take a look at this. So let me just kind of create this. Okay, so new work report. Okay, so this is just kind of for you to time track, right? So what happens is that you can put in the task that you created, right? The task list, blah blah blah, and how long you take, and how much you're charging per hour. So you can put that in as well. So if you are using this for a service-based business, there's and you're charging per hour that you're spending, okay, then you can use Workspace, right? And then you have, okay, so the first one is project, right? So what happens is that you can create a project. So you can create multiple projects right here. In every project you can create multiple spaces, but in this, and then in every individual space you can then have subspaces again, right? So you can have sub uh projects again, right? You can have sub projects again. So that kind of goes into like 2 or 3 levels deep. And then in every project you can add individual modules right here. So this is task, right? So what happens is that you can put in all your your task that you have. Okay, and then this should kind of look a little bit familiar for people who are very into project management. So you can put in who you want to assign to, right? And then the date, the comments in here, the task description, everything. It's all in here. Okay, so this is for you to kind of look at the particular project itself and the individual task in there, so you can use the project feature in here. Next is leisure, right? So leisure is like sort of like a Facebook wall kind of thing. You can just kind of post anything you want in here. So I just kind of put leisure, but of course it doesn't have to be leisure, right? So it's maybe you are the project is about shooting something, whatever it is. You can just post some of the posts or any attachments or video in here to share with everyone. Okay, and then you have notes, so you can add notes as well. And then this is Pages. Okay, so Pages is quite interesting because what happens is you can create a custom page. So that means you just kind of put in whatever you want and create your own page in here that you can share with everyone, or you can iframe, right? So you can actually put in a URL and it's going to pull out the URL itself, okay, and embed it as an iframe into this particular page itself, okay. So you can see my site loading right here. So what happens is you can put important links in here that is related to the project, maybe certain references, whatever it is, so that you don't have to you know leave the Boost spaces. So you don't have to specifically open up your browser and navigate things like that, and you can just kind of switch everything within uh the projects in here, okay. Right, and of course the last one will be calendar, so that you can put in all the events that you have, but of course I have not connected my calendar right now, so it will not show anything, okay, because I got to connect my iCal or my Google Calendar in here, okay. So I guess I pretty much covered everything in here. I know this video is a little bit short, and then next then of course the cool thing is with Boost.space, right? I think what the biggest selling point about I think there are two main selling points about Boost.space, right? Is that Boost.space is like a complete business management tool. Like a complete business management tool. It's like it does everything for you to manage your entire business, right? um you know it just doesn't have like a e-commerce module or something like that where you can create e-commerce store or website, whatever it is, like a front facing thing, right? But otherwise, Boost.space does everything in the back for you. You got your CRM, you have there are even other modules which I don't have access to, uh, right here, which is your inventory, warehousing, contracts, right? Your procurement features in here, and you can also analyze. Uh, you know, you can even have photo P in here, right? So let me just kind of see how this looks like. Okay, so you have photo P, so it does your graphic design in here. You have Minecraft. I guess this is sort of for you to play the game and relax a little bit. You can have dashboard, you can have charts, you can have news monitor. So I guess this pulls in RSS feed, right? And then you have your payment and all that stuff. So it just kind of covers sort of everything in here. And then you have so Boost.space is like an entire tool in a box that you don't really need anything else that is front facing. Sorry, you don't anything that is back end, kind of does everything for you, right? And then at the same time you have the Boost integrator or Integromat, where and the cool thing is that the selling point right here for Boost.space is the Integromat. It's unlimited everything, right? So unlimited workflows, unlimited ops, everything, right? So uh, technically you're meant to use Integromat for the internal purposes of connecting Boost.space apps to your other apps, but you can also use it to connect two apps that are non-Boost.space together if you want to, because it still works, right? And yeah, so I guess that's about it. I think that this seems like great deal to me. In my opinion, it kind of does everything, right? So, yep. So I guess that's all I have to share. I think this is a really powerful tool that covers everything that you need. The entire full suite of CRM features and also project management features, and integration tool that covers everything all together, right? Connects everything together with your external tools as well, right? So if you use something like Flowloo, like a full business management tool, they don't actually have the integration features, right? So that you can connect and pull data and pull um, you know information into your business management tool itself, right? So Flowloo doesn't really have that, but Boost.space has something like that. Okay, so I guess that's all I have to share. If you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about Boost.space in the comments below. Lastly, if you know anyone who is looking for like a full suit uh tool, then be sure to share this video with them, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.